Kaizi Gaming versus Team NV. Game 4.
Bottom left corner of Inside and Out. This is our blue Zerg. Reynor. Where's that Reynor picture from? I believe from his when he won Italian eSports Player of the Year. Top right, red Protoss player from Team NV. This is Creator. Alrighty. We've seen Reynor falter once already today. It is 100% possible it happens again. It is absolutely possible it could happen again. And honestly, not even necessarily just once. I feel like he did falter a couple times. Like that early game of game 1 was rough. Let's see if Creator can find himself. Again, just one map. At least one map. And I feel very good for NV. I think Creator again at 2-0, that seems a bit ludicrous. I don't think that happens. Especially you win the first, you know. Reynor probably gets a map pick the second. Surely not. Surely Creator doesn't find 2-0 of all things. Gas and Pool does force the hatchery onto a different location this time. So Creator didn't scout on Inside and Out last time. So that's already a difference from him going for this scout initially. Helps out a lot. Goes a long way. What did Bunny do wrong in the last game after scouting the first proxy racks? He already had decided he was going to play, Bunny had already decided he'd gone for the Reactor after one Reaper, etc. And then he lost his first Reaper. You just can't lose your first Reaper that quickly. You need the first Reaper to join up with the Hellion or something. He just lost his first Reaper, then you've got no units, then you're pulling workers the entire time, and it just became very difficult from there, obviously. You just can't lose. Losing the first Reaper is maybe not even as bad if you at least have another Reaper on the way. It's not great. But then to be building one Reaper and lose that one Reaper, yeah, it's really bad. Pretty much worst case scenario. The thing is, he scouted at a time where he couldn't alter his build against it as well, right? So that part was already decided. While the scout was nice to know that it was coming, he couldn't alter his build around what was happening either, so... 2-1 before Reynor vs. Creator. It was 1-1 when they played earlier on. Creator opening Twilight, Robo. 2 workers in each gas, suggests Glaives, which we see starting. Is there to push that Adept back. Get it out of here. Yeah, we'll see how this Glaives can do, see what Craig can find. I would imagine he probably wants to try and play like a Glaives into an Immortal attack or something. That's very like Creator, and would be something which would really fit his kind of game plan, I would think, on this map. Small, short, easy to get across. Reynor with the very early initial Roach-Roaring, as we do see this Overlord just checking in. Would love to scout that Twilight Council is upgrading. Getting that confirmation would just be perfect to know that this is not a... Yeah, he just gets there. Just be nice to know that it's not a Dark Shrine, right? So, knows he can skip Spore Crawlers for at least a little longer. Sometimes you go Dark Shrine behind this. You see a Robo-Bay coming down here from Creator. So he's going to go Robo-Bay behind it. You can go for a Disruptor follow-up to this as well, which can also be kind of fun. A little wild sometimes, but yeah, fun for sure. Can definitely provide some fun moments. I quite like the Disruptor follow-up. It is off 4 gates. Usually if you go Robo-Bay, you do it off 3 gates. This is very much so a kind of I've been scouted and this isn't going to do a lot sort of move from Creator. As the first Adept shade forward and see the Queens, see the Lings. That is not a shade. That is not a shade you ever complete in this situation. That would make no sense at all. There's a feeling it's going to run at the front, and, well, we're going to find a probe that wants to make it to the third. The Adepts are going to shade back here, and they do protect that probe, so do save this as the Adepts get there. The Adepts still on the map in the Prism, if you're wondering where the rest of them are. They're still out there, kind of providing some additional bits and pieces. Doing okay for themselves at the moment. Just trying to find some hits. Like I say, Prism speed and the Disruptor on the way up. We are aiming towards that Disruptor play. Going to be the real make or break for Creator in this game. If he can get some damage done with them, then brilliant. Otherwise, I mean, the Adept attack still did okay. While it didn't do any damage, the work accounts are still pretty even, right? Which you got to be kind of happy about as a Protoss player. You know, it's only just now that Reynolds starting to overtake you in the work account, and that's just about when you can start Disruptor dropping and maybe finding further damage elsewhere. So, in that regard, really ain't so bad. Killed off a few Lings here or there. I think the other thing is that he kept all of his Adepts alive. It's not like he dove all the Adepts in and they failed to find any damage at all. That would have been a very different scenario, right? If they'd all dive in, they don't find any damage, they're all dead, then Reynor is generally in a very good position. But yeah, because the Adepts all stayed alive, still part of the army, then it's, like I said, it's a very different little way that it plays out. Sort of shots here. Just going to get a Queen. Queen actually kind of turned back into the two Disruptors. So just one Queen initially. Lings over here. I mean, we got Ace, a couple of Sentries, and a lone Adept. Warlock is a Stalker and a Sentry. Finds probes transferring between the bases, though, so Reynor will open up a bit of a lead. The Adepts see the Roaches, so they can't really justify the shade there either, so that doesn't go anywhere. And these two Adepts down here get caught. So Creator is falling apart a little bit. Reynor's already finding some pretty good damage here early on. As now Creator's going Colossus. Can he still turn this into some sort of aggression? Actually gets a few drones there. I didn't think he was going to clip 3 drones. Kind of shocked by the fact he got so many drones out of that, no? Genuinely a little bit surprised that 3 drones went down. Steps again just shading around, trying to catch some Lings if at all possible. Moving over to the left-hand side, but again, while this looks like just Adept Disruptor trying to deal some damage, there is also going to be that Colossus follow-up. I mean, it is just Adept Disruptor trying to deal some damage. If Disruptors get onto the Roaches, well, that can be great. That's just a guaranteed kill on a Queen. We do see the Roaches with the Adept Shade. Next Disruptor shot still ready to fire, as we do hit a couple Roaches with that Disruptor shot, and the Adept should be able to get out of there. You threaten the Shade here, which should make the Roaches turn around so you don't get chased as well. And Creator honestly continues to play very well here so far. Very, very well. From his position, at the very least, I mean, obviously, Reynor's created some good opportunities as well. I have enjoyed the little Ling counters. They did a lot. Are we worried at all that Reynor's tech's a bit slow? Bailing speed just now starting up the +1 melee? I don't think so. Maybe there'll be a bit of a time for Creator where you can find something. That's a good chunk of drones, though. 7 going down. Disruptor landing, big connection there. Oh, Creator gotta be happy about that. Oh my goodness, the last second split from Reynor. Oh my god. That could have changed this entire game. And Terran off race just paid off for Reynor tenfold. Holy crap. That was, wow. This Disruptor's dead. And Creator knows it as well. Very good identification from Creator to say, yep, that's dead. Let's just lift up and get out of here. That's very smart. Maintains the unit. Tell you what, Reynor's not had information for a little while. He doesn't know, I don't think, that this army's down here. Or does he? The Colossi are on their own! No! Guardian Shield! Everything's out of position! Oh my goodness. Did he see this with like a unit or so? I feel like these Roaches were just going for a counterattack and they struck gold. 2 of the 3 Colossi that Reynor didn't really know about. He doesn't have any answer to them. Just died. Oh my god, that one dies as well. 3 Colossi died to this Roach counter. Oh man. Creator just keeps striking disaster. What an investment to die. If these Colossi are with the rest of his army, and for whatever reason they weren't, if they were with his army, and Reynor's still taking these other Disruptor shots, then Reynor's probably in trouble. But again, Reynor finding a fantastic opportunity there. Great moment. Force field's going to be very important in these fights. Can you imagine this 4 Colossi right now? Okay, well, Creator, he is going to add another Colossus in. He added another Disruptor. That's gonna be found by Banelings. The Banelings for a second were like, huh, does this Disruptor want to try and blow them up? Maybe, possibly. Creator's trying to deal with things all around the map as the Banes are going to bust through into the natural, it seems. Well, the picture-in-picture for that is Creator is over there splitting. 8 probes go down. That's manageable. That's somewhat okay. Reynor is now getting into his hive, and that's going to change a lot of the way that this game is being played. The hive tech here is very important. Disruptor shot shouldn't land. Wow, it does, but it costs him the Disruptor at least, so Reynor can look at that as a little bit of a victory. Denied the Disruptor. These few roaches going to get chased. The Stalkers blink forward. We'll find a few kills. Find him just a little bit of value. As Reynor wants to move around the right-hand side. A few Banes over here. These Stalkers have the high ground they can blink up to if needed. Still winning the fight against these roaches on the top. But these other Stalkers obviously need to get away as well at this stage. Creator's supply is still very good. Reynor obviously moving up into that hive tech. I'm kind of amazed that after losing the Colossi, Creator is still in a somewhat competitive position. But look at the resources lost. Despite the Colossi loss, he's in a pretty strong spot. That's a very hopeful Disruptor. A very hopeful Disruptor is... Oh my goodness. No! The Banes got through on those few sentries on the top side, so Reynor just about manages to grab a bunch of sentries. And now these two armies of Creator are very split up. I can't imagine this is good for him. He's got charge lots that do not have charge, so that's what we actually just call zealots, would you believe it? This Disruptor shot from the back does pretty okay, though. Reynor's army supply is not the best. Colossi over here dealing with a lot of these Banelings, and is Creator still winning this fight? I think he actually might be. Reynor's army continues to be chased away in the center. There's 3 Colossi still alive. We blink forward after Queens. These Banelings just start morphing. Creator doesn't have the bravery to go through and fight that, though. He doesn't know what's going on behind that choke point. If he did, he would be there. I'm sure those Banelings were not going to be ready. Reynor's army supply is still lacking, guys. He's never had a chance to make use of his hive just yet, as these Stalkers will just find some free trades. Extra units warping in. We've got the Disruptor still available, the Colossi in play. If he had Vipers right now, it'd actually kind of be okay for Reynor, but I think without the Vipers, it's very scary. Big splits to make sure the Banelings are not going to be able to hit down all the big units all at once. That's obviously something you got to be very careful of. Here's Creator is going to start bunching up. That Disruptor shot is going to buy you some time. Here come the Banelings looking for their connections. The Colossi clumped a bit, but mostly just hitting Stalkers. The Bane's not doing much, forcing units backwards. Reynor is fighting into 3 Colossi of splash damage. Stalkers even blink forward there. The Baneling count is around, and it is going to smash into some of these Stalkers, weaken them up, and maybe open up the doorway to the Colossi. As the Stalkers blink back again, Corrosive Powers. This time, Creator has been very good with the Colossus Micro, making sure that the Colossi are not going to end up too heavily exposed at any point. Army supply is about 20 behind for Reynor. As Creator has got 4 bases, Reynor on 5. Charge starts from Creator, who hasn't really been able to use Zealots even when he's dealt with the Banelings in this game. So it is nice for him to be able to actually get that online, but this is going to give Reynor the time he needs. Suddenly Vipers are a thing, right? And there's no answer to Vipers right now. So Vipers are going to be huge. Abducts are going to find so much value. You can already tell that 2 Colossi are going to go down almost instantly in the fight, and then Creator is unlikely going to be able to make this happen. Credit to Reynor. I mean, this control was insane. I mean, he's fighting against an arm he's not really meant to win against, and he makes it look good, right? Like, he makes the hold look doable, and not just makes it look doable, he does it, right? He defends. Creator greedy with that Disruptor shot. He's been pretty good at canceling the Disruptors when he's realized that they're not going to be, you know, good to connect. That time was one time just being a little bit too greedy. That's great. I don't know if he ever intends to take a 5th base in this game. It looks like he is set up over there, as the Roach counterattack is going to take some attention from him. Reynor at this point wouldn't mind trading out some Roaches, I feel like, as well, to just improve on better units, even just kind of Mauling Bane can be very good than the pure Roaches. Templar Archives coming down. Honestly, just feedbacks, you know, for the Vipers. Feedbacks for the Vipers could be absolutely huge here. Could very well be all you need as the Roaches get across. Stalker's still chilling around in the center. We'll start fighting as the Banes come through. Stalkers blink back. Just get rid of another Zealot. I'm just going to move through as Zealots, Immortal Stalkers actually continue to defend against this, so These 3 roaches will go down. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Reynor's okay with that to an extent because I feel like these roaches were always kind of meant to die. This one Immortal might go down. He's actually going to get the Immortal for this. In fact, his entire army swinging to the top. 5th basic creator is just not going to be allowed. So Reynor says, nuh-uh, think again about that at least. And it's not allowed at all here is... Yeah, with that denial, Reynor stays ahead the base for the moment. Haven't really seen the Vipers come into play as the Disruptor tries to find Reynor, not paying attention. The second one seems very hopeful, and he cancels it and lifts it. I understand the first one's attempt, but again, he just really trying to dig deep, really believing he needs a Disruptor shot like this to be in with a chance, which I don't necessarily think is true. The slow DT warp in is cancelled. We're about to have Storm. I mean, Storm's a great spell to have at this stage of the game, right? I mean, you can't really get much better than Storm in terms of what you want to be doing. All these units are weak to Storm. Especially as it's very Ling Bane heavy, and the Lings get Adrenal Glands. You want to be able to have Storm or something to deal with this. And warp in DT and Zell to try and deal with what is a run by that is broken into the natural and main. Unfortunately, it means those DTs are not active across the map. Server pops as another Disruptor just has to lift last second. How many times have we seen that at this point in time? I feel like we would really like to keep the Forge alive. +3 would be great just to have in your back pocket. Keeps it. 8 probes go down. Reynor losing units, rebuilding with 43 Banelings. But if Creator has the Storms, Banelings can obviously get wiped very quickly. And it's not like Reynor has the biggest bank out there. He has a lot of Banelings. This really comes down to the Storms. I believe that's army size, which is very similar being shown. As here we go, a couple force fields. Really, a lot more force fields should have been available there. We hit some feedbacks. We morph in an Archon. There's a lot of Banes connecting, but the Storms did pretty good. Colossi keep running back. They should be able to laser down a lot of the rest of this. I actually think this was okay for Creator. Reynor's supply is only good because he's got so much in production, but before then, we're actually going to see, I mean, DT's on top of these roaches. We're going to see the Colossi coming around the right. The Stalkers are still in the middle. The Zelds are going to get through. Creator wants to go get on top of that army or just laser down all those drones. Those are free pickings. Reynor's supply is really in trouble. The Vipers are up on that high ground. If the Stalkers just knew they had such low HP, 2 or 3 Stalkers could go kill all the Vipers. Creator with a massive opportunity that he doesn't quite notice, and that's Snapduck to cancel the warp in. That's absolutely huge. We dodged the battle with the Prism. Creator has still got an army to do this right now, as the Prism will just go to micro mode. He needs to warp in though. Creator's got so much money to spend. There are the Stalkers. The Colossi are still alive. Can he keep them alive? He lifts up one. The other one dies. We blink Stalkers forward. Reynor's supply is down, and Reynor's supply is looking like it's out as Creator will take another map off Reynor. Kaizi game not gonna be in so much trouble. Oh my goodness. Creator is going to get the one map necessary. The Banelings are swearing. That's probably how they felt getting nuked by those Colossi in these last few fights. Reynor shaking his head left and right. I think he knows this one is on the way to being over. And it was such a clutch abduct as well in the Prism. It was exactly what he needed to do. 1 life left for both these teams. 0 lives left for Kaizi after this. Reynor gets the chance to take the life off of Creator at the very least. But, well, yeah. That ain't no guarantee, right? That ain't no guarantee. Storms continue up. Overlords continue to go down. I mean, Reynor's just trying to hang in here, but shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be happening. This does put NV in a very good place. As Reynor is getting up on supply, but it's all Roach Ravager. There's no Banelings. He is getting a Viper at least, which could obviously help you out here. Okay, Zealot's just going to go and nibble their way through that hatchery, so a little bit of damage being done there, and we do see these Stalkers going to back it up. GG says Reynor. Creator is going to get the W. GG's Creator, getting it done. Very nicely done. Just win this map now. No questions asked. Top right, a blue Zerg player. It's all on the line for him and his team. This is Reynor. Taking on in the bottom left-hand corner, our red Protoss player, Team NV's Creator. Man, I've had a lot of reasons to shout already today, guys. My voice is like, stop. If it goes to the ace match, Reynor can't play in it. No, you have to revive a different player. You can't revive the same player a second time, basically. And that's why this gamble, in a way, from NV is paying off, right? Because if they go to that ace match, they have Bunny, who is arguably maybe the strongest on NV right now. And don't get me wrong, Solar and an ace is very good as well, but yeah, I mean, it's just cool that I mean, getting the map off Reynor was going to be key part number one. He doesn't even need to go there if Creative can find another map. He's played good games against Reynor today. I mean, I can't believe he won this game after the 4 Colossi got jumped on. He loses 3 out of 4. That's actually ridiculous. I mean, the games from Creator have been scrappy. Match pool all coming online here. Just getting this set up, guys. Semi-finals. Perhaps last map of the semi-finals is Team NV lead by 1. Overlord will pop out. Pro moving down. Final one coming up. Reynor gonna do the little chair wiggle. Yeah, nice. Just a few moments of calm before more storm, I imagine, because it has been crazy. The games have been so good. Is Creator gonna yell alone like yesterday? You know what? I mean, Creator, if he wins this game, I actually think like break his chair or something jumping out of it. I think he might fist pump so hard he like breaks his monitor or something as well. To be honest. I want to see Creator win this map just for that alone, you know? If Reynor wins this map, they play a best-of-1 ace. So because this is still 1 life remaining for each team, this doesn't count as like the fight. Like this doesn't count as first map wins it. It goes instead the other way. It's like you still play the best of 2 because you still get your chance to defend your life, right? And to counterattack the life, basically. So this is Reynor's chance to defend 1-1. If it does, that's when it goes to a best-of-1 ace. Small Kitten, thank you so much for the 11-month resub. Welcome back. Adept is in some trouble. We're just going to get that. The Oracle decides not to go for the kills there. Probably smart. There's a couple of Adepts still across the map, blocked by the Queens. But you can see the problem over here is that this mineral line is exposed. Now you shade into the natural. That has only just come online, so no drones here. One of those Adepts, very low HP. The 2 Queens in position for the Oracle. I think that was maybe predictable. I kind of thought the Oracle would go and protect the Adepts, which maybe it could have done here as well. I'm surprised the Oracle turned around so late. Maybe now he says, well, there's no Spore in the natural, so maybe there's drones here. There is one, but it's going to become the Spore. I could kind of see what Creator was trying to do with the Oracle and the Adepts there, just never really managed to sync it up. So Reynor gets a good defense. He has had games so far today where his defense has not been great early, so that's amazing. Things get a surround. Adept is going to fall. Just going to be seeing our Oracle still taking some shots from the Spore Crawler. Second Spore coming down as well. Being about to pop out. Melee upgrade coming through. Well, the melee upgrade on the way up definitely is something a little different from Reynor, right? He's not had the melee upgrade this early in the games until now. And to be fair, I guess Creator's not really allowed him to get it up that early either. Again, Queen's just about where they need to be to deal with that there, so that's also nice. Step forward, just gonna pick away at that Void Ray. And the Fueling is moving around. Here comes a couple of Adepts. Around the left, gonna shade in, and man, there's just nothing here. The drones pulled a fight! Oh my goodness. Reynor has just not got anything in position. His Lings are out on the map. The drones are turning back. The Adepts will have seen that. They're just going to go for more drones here. Reynor is finally going to start taking some eco damage. And these Adepts getting a great spot. Oh my goodness. This is a lot of kills. And it's going to be find one more. Yeah, I don't think that becomes a spore. Oh, it gets the Extractor down. I thought the Adept did have a block on the Spore if it had built into a Spore, but obviously didn't have the block on the Extractor. So good save from Reynor. 7 drones dead, though. Again, his economy is definitely seeing troubles these games. And he's going Charge, Gates, Templar Archives. Can you guys see a world where Reynor maybe dies to the Zealot Charge all in? Of 3 bases and not a lot more probes than what Creator already has? I can. Melee upgrade's nice, but if he doesn't have a Baneling Nest by then... Like, does he have... What setup does Reynor currently have? I feel like if he has a Baneling Nest, he would already be... He's going to drop down a Hydra Den. That's scary, you know? I mean, it's going to take a while to get a good amount of Hydras up that will actually be threatening. A little bit worried for Reynor right now, guys. A little bit worried for Reynor, but... You know, if there's anyone to not worry about, I suppose, when you should be, maybe Reynor is that guy. I love this Void Ray, by the way. Just clearing out Lings, trying to create a pathway for this Prism to move along, so that Reynor doesn't quite know what's happening or where. He's making Roaches now. 71 drones, make some Roaches. See if that turns out to be enough, as we do drop a Forge in the Robo Bay behind this. It's still going to be a reasonable first attack, and I love these 2 Adepts that are going to try and shift by at the same time. You got the 2 Void Rays that can help as well if this is just going to be Roaches, right? 3 Void Rays that can help against the Roaches, so... Let's see, and again, the 2 Adepts on the bottom right are likely to find maybe a drone or 2 during this as well if they can get into a mineral line properly. Here comes Creator. The Queens have to do a lot on the defense at the same time now. The Lings on the other side of the map may be very valuable. Creator looks at the defense and says, yeah, maybe I don't quite run into that. Couple Lings going to slip up in towards the main base. This is going to force a warp in. It's not the end of the world as Creator is in the main with the Voids, and the Archon's going to find an Overlord farm. Hello. Thank you very much. Take those. And obviously the Roach is responding to this. The Queens don't actually have the creep to get over here easily. The Voids are going to get rid of the Roach, of the spawning pool, sorry. Another Overlord. Reynor restarts his pool. It means he can't build Lings for a while. He's killed 4 probes back on the other side of the map. We actually had to super battery here. Oh, we got 2 Lings in the natural that are killing probes still. Creator's losing a lot more than he needs to. Zealots have committed in on this side of the map, though, and they're going to find the Queens. The Roaches were all in the main base. They're finally showing back up. The Voids are still in the main as well, currently fighting a singular Queen, as the Roaches are here, and... Man, now we're just going to take the Archons back in the main with the Void Rays. Reynor is going to lose another Overlord. Man, he's been losing so many. He's going to lose 2 more. They're just new ones that have just been spawning. The Hydra's starting to spawn out as well as the Roaches in this main base have to come and respond. This Spore Crawler will at least protect from the Void Rays. We pull back a little bit. We'll cancel this warp. And there's Adepts finally showing up on this base as well. Reynor continues to lose drones. Prism saves the Archons. The last couple of Zealots go down, and this should calm down for a moment. Creator with a lot of good action. I say it should calm down. It's still going. Save that Archon, though, right? I mean, that should be target fireable. We're just going for this hatchery. He's going to kill the base. Okay, now he's going to lose the Void Rays to the Hydras. No, he loses 1. The Prism didn't save the Archons in the very end there, but I mean, you got the 3rd base. Reynor gets knocked down hard. Can he get back up again? He needs to for Kaizi Gaming right now. He's been so strong for them in this team league. He's been very reliable throughout the regular season, but it is falling apart for him here a bit in these playoffs, unfortunately. We drop a Revelation. We've got a Disruptor out to defend. Oh, no. Reynor, what are we going to do about that? Disruptor's out, +1, air armor on the way of all things, even. We're making an extra Void Ray and an extra Stargate. I'm intrigued to where the extra Stargate's going to go for. For a moment, I was like, oh, +1 air weapons, but no, +1 air armor. I wonder if that's just a mistake. Because obviously +1 air attack into +2, and carriers would be incredible, but no fleet beacon. Reynor only just now got to start the 4th base again. Did it get cancelled a 2nd time? Well, Creator is really in pretty prime position here so far. I mean, this early game is again being good. He's done damage. He's thrown Reynor way off from where he wants to be, as Reynor's going to try and play into the Lurkers. The air armor has got to be a mistake, right? Like, +1 air armor is just not a go-to. I mean, if you're going to start eventually building carriers... Oh, does he... He already has +1 air? Really? Oh my god, he does. Maybe I wasn't crazy when I saw that, and I've just convinced myself it just changed into the air armor. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Twitch chat. Backing me up. I completely convinced myself it was the other one. Okay, interesting then. Obviously, +1 armor will finish faster than +2 attack. And I guess he doesn't have the carriers yet, so he's not really super eager for +2 attack. And he feels like it will be there in time for him when he needs it to be. Couple of Zealots just going to try and get a drone or two, a bit of a distraction. Army moved through the front. Isn't going to do too much, ends up backing away. Obviously, Reynor has to start thinking about late game. His Lurker Den should have been scouted there as well, though, so that turns into a pretty neat scout also. Extra unit's just going to cancel up, move around for its Prism up on the top. Couple of Zealots getting chased away. Our 5th Nexus attempt is going to come through here. Was that the Prism that died, or was that just a unit left in the main? I'm not 100% sure. That was a Stalker. There was a Prism killed, so somewhere around the map a Prism died. 5th base gets cancelled. First carry on the way, +2 air weapons on the way. Flux Veins. What is Reynor building that really deals with carriers? Like Hydras and Prey for the Abducts into the Hydras, basically? That is not really reliable. It's a big scout on the Overseer. He's going to see the carriers, so he knows now a Spire would be kind of a necessity, or just kill Creator right here and now, right? I mean, that also works. Stasis Wards are going to actually create a wall off, though. We abducted a single Archon in. We've got a High Templar that's looking for the feedbacks, looking a little bit too hard as the Disruptors come forward. He did zone the Vipers for a while, though, and he actually does get the Disruptor shot off because of it, and now the other Viper, I believe, doesn't have energy. Disruptors so far from Creator have been good, and he's going to find another okay-ish one. Super battery active here. These Archons probably need to start joining this fight if he is going to trade here and save this base. Carriers are very much so on the way. In fact, here are 3 of them right now, and the, well, Kaido count is leaving a lot to be desired. The Spire's halfway done. Reynor has a bit in the bank. This attack has done okay for him for now. The Spire coming through. Reynor keeping himself alive in this game, dragging this out. What if Creator attacks right now, though? Reynor doesn't have any Corruptors yet. Now could be a good time to actually go and just say, well, look, hey, I've got carriers, mate. What have you got? Yeah, there's a lot more Hydras in the middle. He would obviously be very reliant on the Disruptors. And he's got 3 more carriers very close to finishing. So why not wait for those extra carriers and then take a fight that should absolutely overwhelm the Hydra force rather than a maybe. So wait a little while. Get up to 6 carriers. I mean, he's got 5 now, in fact. 6 is about his spawn. He needs to not lose the carriers to the Viper Abducts. He will lose 1. It takes a double Abduct, though, which is a lot of energy off of the Vipers, right? The Abduct there is on a Disruptor. Creator, again, is really not good in these fights. His fights have been really bad today, and I think that's a very fair criticism. A lot of these fights could have been so good for him. And he's slipped them a bit. Like, again, that Archon just running around the other side. Storm starts, and that's good because he's going to have a lot more High Templar, and he can use the High Templar moving forward to zone Hydras back, so they can't just be zoning for the, zoning for the Vipers to get forward. Of course, now Spire will be in play. Again, a static defense wall set up as well here from Reynor. Creator saw that attack on the left side. He sent some units towards it, but maybe not enough. It's a lot of Roaches, and that group of Zealots definitely isn't enough at all, as a Void Ray showing up to push those back. Double Spire in the main base. Corruptors will begin. That's kind of what you need to get to. I actually think this one is going to start going Reynor's way, guys. With the way that Creator's been playing, I'm not confident for him in these later game fights. I feel like Reynor's control has, in later game fights, been one thing that has definitely kind of surpassed Creator. And that's what this game is coming down to now. It doesn't matter what Creator did earlier. Reynor is getting an answer. He's getting an army that he needs. He is starting to push now. Massive Roaches counterattacking Creator. What are we going to do? He's just going to go. He's going to send it. Oh my goodness. Well, he needs to do serious damage, but he's going to be attacking into stack defense, lurkers, and all sorts. Disruptors do not fire straight away here. Here come the first Interceptors moving through, looking to get rid of some of the spores. The Archons actually do get out of the way of... Wow, they actually get really out of the way of the lurkers, so the Disruptor shot gets some of the Hydras there. The Corruptors could maybe now get these... the Carriers could get these Vipers. The Corruptors trying to stay out of the reach of Archons. There's mostly Carriers that are left over. A couple Archons to help zone. New Corruptors on the way as Reynor's going to lose this base. Obviously, Creator lost a base as well. He's got Zealots on the other side, but not really that many of them. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Can Creator actually do this right now? He's killing Corruptors as they spawn. The supplies are very close. Neither player has a lot in the bank. Both of them are losing important bases. The stack defense still for Reynor to utilize, as Creator does have the advantage of having killed the Vipers, right? So the Disruptors should be able to zone the ground army back heavily. Oh, there's one Viper available. It's going to go down before it can cast. Surely we target fire that. We get it. We do see that one Abduct going off, that one carrier getting exposed. This Disruptor shot zones the Hydras backward. Archon still trying to fight. Here come the Corruptors, and now Creator has to turn on those Corruptors. This Hydra's still in play, looking to get the carriers. Reynor supply is dropping below Creators, though. There's a Voider and Flux Veins up in the sky. Creator takes his hands off the keyboard. GG's, and Creator's gonna do it. He's gonna get the 2-0 over Reynor. Team NV are gonna go to the Grand Finals. Kaizi Gaming are knocked out in 3rd place. Another season where Kaizi Gaming will not be able to get a top 2 finish. Even with the improved roster with Reynor in it, he was so good in the regular season.